Hey guys, how are you today? So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about this topic because I had a young lady yesterday ask, well, not even yesterday, today, asked me a question about type 1 and type 2 and certain things. So I'm going to go right into it. So welcome, welcome. Y'all know who I am. I am Belize Spivey. I am the STD life coach. I help African American women between the ages of, hey love, between the ages of 21 to 45 years old. Y'all know I help everybody. It don't matter how old you are, but just that is just my target market. But anyways, y'all know I serve everybody and I love you all. So if you need me, reach out to me. Okay. So with that being said, guys, is type 1 and type 2 the same? No, I know it's crazy to hear, but they're not the same. But okay, I'm just gonna start there. It's not the same. So type 1 is typically oral. Typically oral. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what they tell you in the doctor's office, and then I'm gonna tell you the real truth. Okay, we can talk. We'll talk about that later. Okay, we can talk. We can arrange that. Just stay to the end, and then me and you, I'll give you the information so you can talk to me. So, type 1, this is what you're going to the doctor. Type 1 is typically oral. Type 2 is typically genital. So not true, guys. Okay, so not true. I'm gonna be real honest with you. 8 years ago, when I found out my diagnosis, the pretty little white lady sat in front of me with her beautiful blonde hair, and she sat in front of me in a pretty chair, and she said, yes, love, you got this type, but it doesn't really matter because, truth be told, it's all the same. Types don't matter. Wherever you see your outbreak, that is where your outbreak is going to be, but your type is just telling you exactly what type it is. That's it. So honestly, guys, herpes is herpes. It doesn't matter types. And then y'all may say, well, I got type this and I have type that. It really don't matter because where you may be having your outbreak has nothing to do with your type. So one of the young ladies asked me, and I get this question all the time, can type 1 turn into type 2? Absolutely not. Type 1, which is oral, we kiss people and we have oral sex with individuals. That oral, boom, go to your genitals, and then they give you genital herpes. So when we think of genital herpes, we automatically think type 2. No, it's just genital herpes. Genital. It's just in your genital area. And then oral herpes is just oral herpes. That could be type 1 or it could be type 2. And y'all want to know, okay, I don't get the type part. You don't get the type part because at the end of the day, the types back in the day used to tell us if it was oral or if it was genital. But that doesn't matter anymore because, no lie, we're kind of freaking nasty nowadays. So we're doing all types of stuff. And if somebody has type 2 and you give them oral sex and they're having an outbreak or they're giving them they're shedding, you're going to get it orally. And if you have a person have type 1 and they give you oral sex, or if have oral herpes and they give you genital, or they give you oral sex, sorry guys, I'm twisting my words up, then you're going to get it genitally. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are like looking at y'all test results and you're like, well, my outbreak is genital, but you saying I got type 1? And you did all your research. You're like, that don't make sense. But I don't get anything on my mouth because that's not how you contracted. You contracted through that location. And then for the people who never have an outbreak and they say you got type 1 and say I got type 2, you're thinking like, oh my God, where my outbreak is going to come from? I don't know. Truth be told, nobody knows. And this is the reason why the doctors say, wait till you come in here till you have an outbreak and we know. So then they can tell you where your outbreaks are. But when you get a blood test, you have no clue where your outbreak came from because you didn't never had an outbreak. So now you're freaking out with your oral, you're freaking out with genital, you're looking at everything, you're feeling everything, you're freaking all out. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm cooking. But y'all freaking all out because you don't know exactly where your outbreak come from. But my whole thoughts, you got to understand, them types don't matter. They don't. And you may say, oh, do type 1 turn to type 2? Nothing turns into each other. So just say whatever your test results say, that's what type you have. Okay? That's what type you have. But if you have oral sex, genital sex, that's where you can transmit it to. Make sense? Whatever the blood test says is what the blood test says. But wherever you contracted or how you contracted it, it's just where your location. So you got what the test say and the location. What the test say and what the location is. So my whole thing is you guys got to understand. Type 1, oral genital. Type 2 can be oral genital. It can. It happens. Okay. But I'm going to tell y'all one thing, and this may blow your mind. Go. No, not right now. Go put some clothes on. Funny. But y'all gonna be shocked that like 40%, probably more than 40% now, because these results are kind of old, these statistics are kind of old. But 40% of genital herpes is because of type 1. So y'all may think, well, I got type 2, all this, wah, wah, wah. But honestly, a lot of you guys have type 1 and you're having genital outbreaks. Is because typically these days 40%, that's what they say, which I think is higher now, is because of type 1. And then type 2 is genitally, like generally, private area, general area. So that's your penis to vagina, penis to anus, things of that nature. So that's what they mean when they think about all of that. Let Hayden put it on. Hayden, put his clothes on for me. Go. My little one is now starting to like repeat everything we say. But at the end of the day, guys, put his clothes on. Thank you very much. Nobody asked you if you want to do it. I just said do it. So that is the biggest thing, guys. I just wanted to come on really quick and tell y'all that, because a lot of y'all are freaking out and tripping out because your tests say one thing and your body's saying another thing. So my whole thing is, honestly, guys, the types don't matter. I really want us to get out of these types, and I'm so happy that my doctor told me that, because when somebody say type 1, type 2, I say type 1, type 2 for you guys, but truth be told, type 1, type 2 don't matter, because herpes is herpes. And y'all may think about, well, stat wise, they say type 1, have outbreaks this amount of times, and type 2 have these amount of times, and they said type 1 shed this much and type 2 shed this much. This much. Guys, honestly, it don't even matter. It don't. It's all the same. Herpes is most contagious when you have an outbreak. You shed every blue moon, which you won't know you do. And that's it. Truth be told, that is pretty much it. Your outbreaks are determined based off you. I do believe over time they do decrease, but I believe they decrease because you learn your body, you learn what works, you learn what don't work. So your outbreaks are going to decrease over time because you learn your triggers. So I think that's just a learning thing, not just, oh my God, you're not having outbreaks anymore because you had it for 20 years. I don't think that has anything. No. I'm on that thing. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think it has everything to do with the fact that you're taking care of yourself. And that's for anything. I'm sure if you know anybody who have diabetes, over time, they don't have to use their insulin so much. They don't need to check their blood sugar all the time. It's because they learn their body. They learn their symptoms. They know what to eat. They know better now. So they're not really having any issues like that. So it's the same thing for this. So I hope that helped y'all. Like I said, I didn't want to be on here long. I kind of just this was on my heart to talk about, because I wanted to talk about this yesterday, but I was like, no, I want to do another video. But a young lady brought it up and I was like, oh my God, I get this question all the time. Do something turn into nothing? Listen to me, guys. Type 1 do not turn in type 2, and type 2 don't turn in type 1. Y'all want to know if type 1, if you wonder if genital herpes can be in oral, yes it can. And you want to know if oral can be in genital, yes it can. And that's it. That's absolutely it. Yes, I do have an email. So my email is overcomingthestigma@gmail.com. So if anybody wants to shoot me a quick question or kind of share something with me, you can reach out to me at overcomingthestigma@gmail.com. Or if you want to schedule an appointment with me, that information will be here soon as we get off of here. Is bit/I have it, all caps, and you can schedule an appointment. Great thing for you guys tomorrow. I ain't going to work. It's funny because they asked me if I wanted to be off, and I'm like, yeah, I'll volunteer off. So guys, y'all have me from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you're international, fine. Let me know. We'll work a time out or whatever, and we'll do video chat. So my whole thing is I am open, wide open tomorrow, Thursday. Today is Wednesday, so Thursday. If you see this video late, it's okay. Schedule an appointment for everybody who's on. Tomorrow I'm wide open, so this is your opportunity to talk to me, especially for guys who have, breaks or whatever, or you're off tomorrow. Okay, so my sessions. You just asked all the questions, Crystal. Okay, but so the sessions for an overcoming session for an hour is $40. If you want to do a quick session, just say if you got a couple of questions, that's 20 for 20. So 20 minutes for $20. If you're a couple, if you're in a relationship, you guys have simple questions or things like, okay, this is, really getting complex for our relationship. We don't really know what to do. It's for a couple, it's $60. Okay. And then I do have coaching as well, which is 4 sessions. So 4 sessions is 1 session a week for an hour and a half. And then you also have 8 sessions for 8 weeks. And that cost starts at 65 a week. Do you take insurance? No, baby, I don't. Not yet. I'm about to get this license though, and everything is gonna change. Y'all have to understand. I'm gonna explain this to you guys because I have a lot of people ask me that. Life coaches cannot accept insurance at all. I know, right? Hey, I'm finishing up school. I'm finishing up school. You're finishing up school, so just really give me a moment. I'm going back to school, guys, and y'all like literally I ain't told nobody, but I'm going back to school to be a clinical counselor for trauma and crisis. So that's the main reason I'm going back because this is trauma and crisis, and I'll be able to accept that. So just give me some time, and I'll be accepting Medicaid, all types of insurance, things of that nature. But until then, guys, I can only accept credit cards, things of that nature for now. Okay, so I am in a rush. Just know I'm in a rush. But yes, girl, I can't wait. Set your appointment up and best believe me and you will talk. Okay, to all of who are viewed, the personal sessions are amazing. They are worth the money. I suggest a hour session, very beneficial. Oh, thank you, sweetie pie. Guys, if anybody have ever been on the phone with me, I talk to you like I'm talking to y'all. I act just like your friend. I'm not even gonna lie, but I give you the information. I'm gonna be honest with you. You may hear little cussing words, especially if the situation is real fucked up. But truth be told, guys, I care about y'all. Y'all know that like no other, and I truly want to help y'all. So, like I said, tomorrow is an amazing day to reach out to me. I'm not going to my regular job. So this is a time where I can have those day sessions like I really want to until, God put me in a position that I can do this with you guys full time, which I'm getting really close to doing. So I'm excited. But if anybody have any questions, go right ahead. Anybody have any questions or concerns? I can't believe it, guys. I'm doing like a quick video. You live in Baltimore, cool beans. We can work it out, girl. Like I said, set appointment and we'll make it work. Like I said, especially for my international, I'm ready to bust international out the water. So if you're international, I'm ready to talk to some international people. Like I said, I got WhatsApp app, I got FaceTime, I got it all. Y'all let me know. We're going to make it kick. We're going to make it work. Anybody have questions? Any questions? Did that make sense, guys? Can somebody kind of let me know if that made sense? You need me to clarify anything? You need me to explain it again? I don't want y'all to ever think you can't ask me the same question again. I'm fine with it. Everybody learns differently. I'm more of a visual learner, so I get it. So if y'all need to give you a visual of it, or you just need me to explain it in a different ways, please let me know. Please. I try to explain it in so many different ways and give you guys different ways to understand it because herpes is complex. It doesn't make any sense sometimes, especially online. They talk about it like it's foreign language. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anybody? Nobody wants to talk? Anybody got any questions? No? Well, I guess I did my job. I did great with is type 1 and type 2 the same? As we know, they are not the same. They're not the same. Not the same thing on a blood test, but they're the same when it comes to triggers and everything else. Yes, great. Yes, y'all make me so happy. Okay, because we get very confused when we do our research. I want y'all to understand when y'all do y'all research, y'all need to look at the time frame when this information is given out. I say the best place, I'm about to say, the best place to look for that information is number one, the CDC, because it's mostly updated every year is updated. And then also American Sexual Association. I love them dearly. I'm an ambassador for them. So, and they're really good. They give a lot of information. They tell you what tests to take, what tests not to take. They're really, really good. So I say American Sexual Association is amazing. They also have a YouTube page that breaks down, some of the top doctors. They literally break stuff down on there for you. So I say, guys, if you're looking for some clear, you need something to document or you want to share this information with your partner or somebody, American Sexual Association is the best. is the best, okay? CDC is kind of like brief, but American Sexual Association, that's what they do. They're going to break that sucker down. Feel like the society thinks type 2 is worse because people just think type 1 is not bad because it's fever, but it's a cold sore, not fair. I completely understand. Sadly to say, most people don't even know cold sores and fever blisters is herpes. And you know, that's the reason why they think the genital is bad. But like I said, 40% of the people who have genital herpes is because of somebody who had type 1. So just think, or oral, and we're gonna put it like this, who have oral herpes. So just think how many people out here kissing on their partner, having sex with their partner, having oral sex with their partner, thinking, oh, it's a cold sore, you're just sick. Oh, it's a cold sore and fever blister, I get them since I was a little kid. And that's why so many people are getting it as well, because of ignorance. Pure ignorance. I had a young lady in our group, if you're not a part, any ladies, any race, it doesn't matter, who wants to be in a support group, the information is on this post as well. But one lady said she was talking to her sister. She has herpes, and her sister was like, oh yeah, I get cold sores. She's like, you know that's type 1 herpes, right? You know that's herpes. She's like, no, girl, that ain't herpes. And she's like, I got tested. I said, no, she did not get tested. And number 2, she don't want to be associated with the stigma of herpes. She don't. Think about it. We looked at Blistex commercials. We look at CarMax. We look at Abreva and all of this stuff. And they be like, oh, yeah, cold sores. I wish they would say herpes and it would change everything. It would change everything. When the last time you seen a herpes commercial? It was years ago. I was young last time they were promoting Valtrex. They don't do that. And a lot of people said they shut those commercials off because they said that increased the stigma of herpes. No, the stigma was already there, and I think it was good that it was commercials talking about the medicine, because truth be told, nobody knew anything about herpes. The only reason I knew a little bit about herpes is because of I knew somebody who got it, and only knew a little bit, and because of that freaking commercial. And I was like, they got herpes, why they so happy? But that is how I looked at it. But truth be told, I'm in that situation, and I wish those commercials are still on to this day for people to get a little educated. But that's the only little education that we ever had, was those darn commercials about Valtrex on TV decades ago. Yes, girl. Yes. Herpes do not keep you from dating. I want y'all to get out of the mindset of type 1, type 2. It has nothing to do with anything. And you know, I was married. Yes, it don't keep you from doing anything. I got 2 kids, girl. Clearly, they didn't just come out the sky. I am not married. All right? Just truth be told. Nothing. Herpes do not keep you from this. Is Valtrex still available even though they pulled a commercial? Yeah, girl. Yes. The thing about it is Valtrex or it is oh god, that name just slipped my mind. A Cyclovir. A Cyclovir is like the knockoff brand, and then Valtrex is more expensive brand. That's it. It's all the same. It's all the same. You say, oh my God, you're so right. But I'm just saying, guys, we really just gotta think. If they promote it the way they promote it, then we will have more information. But they got so much backlash off that Valtrex commercial. They said, you know what, we ain't never doing that again. I mean, they got so much backlash. It's ridiculous. So they choose not to do it anymore. What exactly does the medication do? Okay, so the medication, number 1, the most important thing, it helps reduce the shedding. Boom. Help reduce the shedding. Like I said, that's one thing you cannot control. You can't do much about. The only thing you do is take a medication, take the Valtrex or the Cyclovir, or you can do olive leaf pills. Okay? Olive leaf pills. I did some research on it, and it do help with reducing shedding. So if you do not want to take the medication because number 1, you can't afford it, things like that, then I get it. Everybody can't afford it. But you can do the olive leaf, which you can find out at Walmart. I was just in Walmart. I live in Walmart, y'all. Sorry to say. I'm dating someone with type 2. You can. But number 1, it helps with shedding. And number 2, they say it helps reduce outbreaks. Like I said, y'all, I don't think anything reduce outbreaks but learning your triggers. That's me, okay? I took that medicine. I'm telling y'all, learn your triggers. You reduce your outbreaks. I know so many ladies who get on the medicine and like, but Lisa, I don't believe it's working. No, it's not going to work, sweetie, if you continue to trigger them. Can't do anything. That medicine is not a cure. That medicine is to help reduce shedding and to speed up your outbreak, not to stop your outbreak, to speed it up. Speed it up, speed it up, speed it up. So basically, just say if you always get outbreaks around your period. So like soon as your period starts, you pop your pill in your mouth, and it's going to shorten the time for you. It's going to shorten the time for you. All right. What if your blood test came out positive for type 2 without or any outbreaks? It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Like I said, your blood test just tell you the type. Your outbreak's going to tell you where it is. Your blood test tell you your type. Just the type of herpes it is. And then your outbreak is going to tell you where it is. So you can have type 2 and you may start getting cold sores. And you're like, what? I thought it was down there. And then turn around, you may end up having them genital. Whoever you was with, you was having oral sex, kissing on them also, and also having intercourse with them. Oh, it's not the end. It's not the end. Yes, I said olive leaf hills. Yep, olive leaf. So you only speak to. So you only speak to women. What about the men that have it? I talk to men all the time. I talk to men all the time. That's why I said in the beginning, I'm very open to talk to everybody. I chose women because women struggle with it a whole lot. We hold this stuff in. Plus, I was a woman and I knew the struggle. It's kind of, I'm willing to talk to men. I talk to men all the time. If any of you guys have ever, any of these men on here, if you're a man on here and you ever talk to me privately through an inbox or a message, please let the guys know that I keep it real with you guys too. I give you the information and it truly do help. Please let him know that. But I do talk to men as well. It's just my specialty is women, okay? That's where my heart lies, but I do assist my men, okay? So I don't want you to think you're left out. You're not left out at all. Oh, okay, I thought it was the end of life. Girl, no, not the end of life at all. But that's why you found me. I'm here. I'm letting you guys know that life is not over. It's not the end of the world. You're going to make it. You can have a regular life. You can have children. You can get married. You can have a great sex life. You can have a great career. Nothing changes. The only thing that's going to change is your mindset. The way you view yourself is going to change. And that can be for the good or it could be for the bad. But my whole thing is always bad in the beginning. And over the years, as you start to heal and grow and learn everything about it and, really facing your fears, then it's for the good. Because now you have the confidence that you never had before. You start really looking at people for who they really are, not rushing into things and things of that nature. You really take your life in consideration, So do you think they will have a cure in your lifetime? They're working on one. They're working on a vaccine right now. So I'll tell you about the vaccine. So the thing about it is the young guy, and I always forget this guy's name, but in the end of the day, a Caucasian man was working on a vaccine. He died. He was sick. He passed away. Okay. So basically he had already started, he was doing human trials. What he did was do human trials without getting approval by FDA. Since he did that, FDA got pissed. Okay. They got very, very upset. Not yet, y'all. I'm waiting on your eggs. They got really, really upset, and they kind of penalizing, him for doing that. You want what? Not yet. Go play, and I'll tell y'all when it's done. I'm waiting on your eggs, okay? Okay? So basically, he was doing human trials without being approved by the FDA. The FDA found out. They crucified him for that. Basically, you wrong for that. Somebody could have hurt themselves. They could have died. Blah, 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 blah. And now it's putting a delay because now he got to start the whole thing over. And it's hard to do that because he's not here anymore. And nobody can prove, he could have kind of did a council with the FDA and explain why he did what he did, but he's not here anymore. So it makes it very difficult to push this forward because at the end of the day, well, just for the vaccine, to push it forward because he's not here. So he can't defend his purpose of doing what he's doing. I'm praying that he had notes and things of that nature, but truth be told, I don't fully know. But with that being said, it's in the works. I read some articles and, one guy who said he was doing it said that it worked. But like I said, if the FDA didn't approve it or the FDA ain't in it, it makes it so hard to get things passed. So that's that. You'll be fine. I'm dating someone with type 2 and I don't have type 2. I love him. I'm not afraid. Thanks to belief in some research. Will type 2 hurt unborn baby? I have 2 kids. My whole thing is when you get pregnant, you got to tell them, number one, it's easy. It's easier to just go ahead and open your mouth and say, hey, I have type, whatever. If you quote unquote, and this is what I'm telling you, this is the reason why I tell y'all types don't matter. You need to tell them I have herpes and I have genital herpes. I have outbreaks down there. If you do not have outbreaks down there, it doesn't really make a difference when it comes to pregnancy. It doesn't make a difference. But if you have outbreaks down there, you need to say something. They're going to give you Valtrex at 36 weeks just to quote unquote reduce your outbreaks. But like I tell y'all, it ain't reducing no outbreaks. You got to learn your triggers. You got to keep your triggers down. So if you get an outbreak, and they're going to give it to you so you can take it every day, whatever. So if you even get an outbreak, it's going to, heal it up really fast. If you are having an outbreak in the time of your pregnancy, the time of your labor, they're going to give you a C-section and your baby's still going to come out fine. That's it. It's hard being 24. Everyone is so ignorant to the fact and no one knows your story. They assume you slept around. This is the reason why I stress to you guys, and that's why I was talking about yesterday when I talked about telling family and telling friends. Tell the story. Don't disclose your status without telling the story. Nobody cares about your story after you say you have herpes. They're going to say, well, herpes, stigma. But if you say story, herpes, then they're going to stick to the story. Whatever you say first, that's what they're going to go with. But if you say herpes first, they got nothing but to say the stigma. But if you say your story, they can't stick to nothing but your story. Okay? How do you suggest answering the question when someone asks, what is on your lip? What a nasty look on their face? You suggest wearing lipstick to cover it up? My whole thing is, why are they asking you what's on your face in the first place? You don't ask them why they got pimples all over their face. You don't ask them why their eyebrows don't match. You don't ask them none of that. My whole thing, I would say, can you mind your business? You don't have to answer them. That is none of their business. And yes, I would suggest using lipstick to cover it up. It's great lipsticks out here. And you can use it to cover it up. And that's fine. If you don't want to have that uncomfortable questions. My whole thing is, don't let people make y'all feel so uncomfortable. You do not have to answer nobody on nothing. And honestly, people who ask you those questions, they already know what it is and they're trying to be fucking funny. I'm just being honest. I don't like that. That's when you got to get a little petty. I'm not even going to lie. Get a little petty and say, and I don't ask you what's on your face. I didn't ask you who did your hair. I didn't ask you who dressed you this morning. I'm just saying. Because people who do that are really, really petty. They're being petty. And my whole thing is you got to be a little petty back. Just a little bit. I ain't talking about like cuss out, but be a little petty too. Because they're trying to be funny. But you can wear lipstick if that's been a concern of yours. Just put some lipstick on, girl. You can put a dark color lipstick on. Okay? I finally made it to a live chat. Hey, girl! Yes, Belize is right. I enjoying life. Yay! Me too. I was so excited. Yay! I enjoy her videos. I have learned so much and gained the confidence needed to enjoy my life. Woohoo! If you could change anything about your past, what would it be and why? I'm not changing my past. If I change anything in my past, I will not be here with you guys. I'm not changing anything. I am happy I got herpes. And that sounds so crazy, but herpes birthed this purpose out of my life. Honestly, me getting herpes was a blessing to you guys because honestly, I don't know who's going to come behind me and do this. Everybody's scared. Y'all don't know how many people I have ran into who is doing this and they stop. They do it for a little bit and they stop. And I'm talking about African American women. I'm not talking about Caucasian women. I'm talking about African American women. I have seen many start this journey and never finish it. So God said, I'm going to give it to Belize, who is very determined and driven and get stuff done and don't give a crap what people think. And here I come. Voila. He allowed it to come into my life. Not going to lie, because I was doing some things I had no business doing. Blah, 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 blah. That's me. I know my story. Okay. That's my story. That's not your story. I know my story. Okay. I just knew the person. Just knew him all my life. But still, shouldn't have been having sex with him because the situation. If you read my book, you know what I'm talking about. So, So with that being said, it's a blessing. It's a blessing for me because at the end of that, I'm able to talk to you guys here all the time. I have been able to impact so many lives. My lives have been changed. I have gained more friends than many. Like the ladies that are is on my team, which is Crystal and Lisa. Oh my God, they were clients. They were clients. They were my first clients. Literally, Lisa was my first coaching client before, I even knew what I was fully doing yet. I was just stepping out of the water, and that was 2015. And then Crystal was my first like paid client in 2016. So those two ladies are my ride or dies, and I would not have met them if I did not have this. I already knew Lisa through a Christian dating site, but the connection we have now is amazing. Amazing. Like I said, I would never change anything. I feel like me being here has truly helped so many people. She is awesome, a true blessing. Oh, that's so dang rude. I wish somebody would ask me something like that. Petty Betty. I'm just saying. Sometimes you gotta get a little petty on people because they be trying you. My whole thing is, you having herpes shouldn't make you weak. It should make you stronger because we have the world against us. So you got to get to a point where you don't let nobody talk down to you when they don't know how you got here. And that's our problem as a community, that we allow them to bash us and bash us. We got to stop allowing them to bash us. We have to. I was diagnosed with type 2. I was confused because I don't have any outbreaks or symptoms, or if I do, I am unaware. What are some of the symptoms or mild symptoms? Okay, type 2. So your symptoms for type 2 is swollen lymph nodes, like in your growing area. So it's swollen right there. Extreme itching. Itching, like yeast infection itching. Okay. Burning when you urinate. You can have small cuts, like paper cuts, thin cuts down, down in that area. And then you can also have sores, where they look like little small sores like that and they're open. Also, you can have bumps that look like hair bumps, which everybody get confused all the time thinking that it's just a hair bump, and it's not. And you will go to the doctor and they will misdiagnose you a lot for it. You'll have a heavy discharge, and the discharge is like, it's white and it's thick and sticky. Some people it's like cotton. It's like a yeast infection / bacterial vaginosis together. If you ever had those, you know what I'm talking about. It have a smell to it, but the smell is not fishy. Like a bacterial vaginosis or a yeast infection. It don't have this fishy smell, and it don't have that weird coloring like both of, like yeast infection is fully white and bacterial vaginosis is like a grayish color. It don't have that. It's kind of like snap dab in the middle of both. Okay. So, and then some people get headaches. I just answered that question, sweetie pie, about the cure. And what's the other one? Aching, like your legs will ache, your body aches. I'm trying to think of everything. I think I told you, and that's it. That's pretty much it. Those are it. Hey love, how are you? Do you miss being STD free sometimes? I don't really think about it. I don't had this for 8 years. Truth be told, herpes is my life now because I made it my life 8 years ago. I don't think about it. I don't even remember not having it. I had it from sophomore year into now of like literally I was living. I'm not going to tell y'all something. I started having sex at 13 years old. Okay. I never had an STD before that except bacterial vaginosis. That's it. All right. That's all I had. I didn't really know much about STDs. I had sex all the way up until I found out I had herpes, and then life changed again because I'm going to tell y'all something. My sex life did not change. It increased. I'm not even going to lie. I had more sex with herpes. No, I was 13, so I was getting it in. 13, 14, 15. I was getting it in. But truth be told, I had no problems. Herpes didn't affect my sex life. Like, I was getting it. Literally. No lie, I was getting it. Dudes did not care. They were still having sex with me. Oral sex was still down. Like, everything was still real. And I had, some real guys who were, like, sticking around type guys. So, my whole thing is, I can't say Do I miss it? I can't miss anything that I didn't lose. I didn't lose anything. My life did not change. I had a hard time getting a relationship before. I still have a hard time like having really good relationships. But that was just something I always had a problem with. Say hi.
Mommy,
Yes.
the eggs are cracking.
Okay, I'm going to open them. So go ahead and go.
Why you got the M&Ms?
No, you're not getting the M&Ms, son. Okay, go back in the room. I'm almost done. So I can't even say that, guy. Like, man, I can't even say that. I didn't have a problem. My life haven't changed. And since my life didn't change, herpes didn't really affect me. It affected me mentally. Herpes is a mental thing. It's not really physical, it's mental. If I got to a point where I didn't allow it to affect me mentally, I stayed the same person. I'm not saying I didn't have down days. I didn't say I didn't get depressed. I'm not that saying that I didn't have suicide thoughts. I had it all, y'all. But I just made up in my mind that it wasn't going to change anything. And I got out here and did what I need to do. I lived my life. I disclosed and moved forward. And like I said, I had a video on there that I said I did not disclose to everybody. Because of some fear with some guys, and some guys I did disclose to. Those are people who, like, literally when I found out, I told them and they sticked around. They didn't care. They didn't care at all. Here, tear it. So they didn't care. So, no, my life didn't change, really. Okay, so what this whole thing is fix your brain. My whole thing is that is so rare. And y'all talking about, you're talking about meningitis, okay? Y'all, honestly, meningitis ain't really coming from herpes. Meningitis is caused by so many things. So I want y'all to take some time, do some research about meningitis because it is one type of herpes. Y'all gotta understand, it is 9 types of herpes. 9. So you're thinking about type 1, type 2. This ain't really the reason why people get meningitis. It's another forms of herpes. So when y'all think like, oh my God, I can get herpes. I got herpes and it can go to my brain. Think about what type you have. It's 9 of the types that affects humans and 130 other types that affect animals. Yeah. All right. I was surprised when I disclosed to my partner. I told my story. I was not judged, but accepted. See? Story, then status. Story, then status. It makes a heck of a difference. People want to know how you got here. And when they understand how you got there, people are more willing to accept it. But if you just bust out, I got herpes, it's so people are going to associate the stigma automatically. Do you believe they're going to be eventually find a cure to the herpes? If we do more work, that's all I'm going to say. You can go back when we're done to watch what I said. I said answer that with somebody else. But I feel like if we really want change, we got to do it. Have you had any bad response telling your story to a potential boo? Absolutely. Absolutely. One guy recently, I told a guy literally, we was talking about my support group because I told him I was going to Bahamas. And we are going to Bahamas for the Overcomer weekend this year in October. So if anybody wants to go on that trip, the doors are still open. It's $150 down right now. And you have until August to pay for the trip. We still have cabins and we still have ocean view. So if you want that, I need you to send me an email putting in a such a cruise, and then I'll talk to you. And that's going to help. So if you want to go to that. So I was telling him about that. He said, you in the Bahamas? Like, yeah, I got a support group. He said, for what? I said, I'll tell you later. We was at work at the time. And he was interested in me. So I was like, cool, I'll tell you. So we was talking and I told him what the support group was for. And he's like, oh my God, that is so messed up. Them girls out there doing all this stuff and they don't love themselves. And that's the reason why they got it. And I mean, I ain't even told him. And I said, well, that's what you think about me? He was like, no, not you, not you. I said, no, I'm one of those girls. So you're talking about me. I had a nasty attitude. I went off on him. I went completely off on him, y'all. I did. I went completely off. And he was like, well, you know, I like to get down. I like to get nasty. I can't do that with you. We can be together, but we ain't gonna have sex. I said, fuck that. I'm not gonna be with you. And not, goodbye. Not happening. Absolutely not. You're not going to limit me. He's like, so you're saying sex is about everything? I'm not saying that. And guys, yes, I am a Christian. Okay. I'm waiting. I'm trying my best. But I'm just saying, you're not going to tell me you're going to be with me and don't give me none. Lies, not happening. Go. Hey, Junior, go. So that's my whole thing. I'm like, not happening. So I went off on him. I just absolutely flat out went out on him because that's how I was mad. I wasn't even mad for me. I was mad for y'all. For him to think he can talk about y'all like that, he don't know y'all story and he don't damn near know mine. And for him to say, oh, they don't love themselves. Excuse me? Most of us got this from boyfriends. Excuse me? We got these from husbands. Excuse me? You don't lost your mind, boy. I said, you are a part of the stigma. You are part of the stigma, and I can't be with you. After that, we were done. Talking about, oh, I want to take you on a date. Not! I stopped talking to him. I ain't talking to him again at work. Ever. I looked at him like, boy, bye. Goodbye. Get up out and jump off a cliff today. All right? Do you think women have do you think women have much easier time with talking to their partner than men? I don't think it's easy for neither one of y'all. I don't really say that. Women, I think it's harder for us. I think it's absolutely harder for us because we're emotional beings and we tend to fall for somebody way before we disclose, and it makes it so hard. And women, we fall in love with potential of a guy. So I was like, I think it's harder for women. Or if you're talking about disclosing, but if you're talking about talking about it, but telling a partner disclosing is hard for women. I talk to women all the time, and I talk to guys too who struggle with it, but I believe women struggle with it more because we're emotional beings, and it's so hard for us, and we take this so hard. And I'm saying that men don't. I have met men who have meltdowns as bad as women. But the thing about it is, as women, we overthink things. We blame ourselves like a lot. We hold on to things. A lot of us are dealing with things beforehand, and then we attach things. We attach this to so much other stuff that's going on with us. So I won't say that. What sex is what sex is very important in a relationship? Are you in a relationship right now? No, I'm not. Where can you get dental downs from? You will have to go to the sexual. You'll have to go to a clinic, or you'll have to order online. They're not really easy to find in store, or go to a sex store. So clinic for free, online like Amazon or whatever, or sex store. I say free. Go on to your clinic, go on to your OB, and she got them all you need. She'll give you a whole bag, okay? I got type 1 from my husband of 15 years. Possible. It happens all the time. And most of the time, your partner have no clue. Most men are asymptomatic. They have no clue that they have herpes at all. Men give women herpes more than women give men herpes any day. And y'all gotta understand why. Men are like, literally, we are receivers. We receive everything, and men are givers. So our bodies are so prone to catch anything or take in anything. Truth be told. Do you think blood tests are the best way to diagnose herpes than testing an actual outbreak? Yes and no. I feel like it's my whole thing is use testing, and this is the thing. And this is one thing I learned big from American Sexual Association. If you have an outbreak, get it tested. Because it's easier for them to give you an actual like literally let you know for sure if it is. It's more accurate. Blood test is tricky because you can go in, just say if you found somebody y'all dating, they tell you that they have herpes and you didn't know, quote unquote, or they have an outbreak. Now you think you're affected. You go get tested, it say negative. Doesn't mean that it's negative. It means that it may not be in your bloodstream yet. It takes about 12 to 14 weeks, 12 to 16 weeks for herpes to really get into your bloodstream. So that's the main reason why they don't want to use blood tests, because it's a big delay before you know for a fact that you have herpes compared to an outbreak. Boom, I know it's herpes. I scraped it, which that scraping hurts. That culture hurts like hell. I was in there screaming. I wanted to punch that lady in her eye. But the culture is better because they can go right ahead and let you know right then and there for a fact that's what it is, okay? But one thing I want to tell you, I'm going to tell you this now. If you are new to this thing, if right now you're watching this video and you not sure if you have herpes, but you having some symptoms, you did your research, you having some symptoms, go to the doctor right now. Like right now. Because truth be told, guys, if you go to the doctor, by the time you go to the doctor and you're starting to heal, the chance of your results being negative is higher. It may be a false negative. And this is where we get these false negative and positive. False negative because they cannot get enough of the juice or whatever they want to call it, the fluids, to see the cells to let you know that it is, or the virus, to let you know that it is herpes. So when they test it, it's not enough in there to let you know, so because it was healing. So if it is oozing, it is open, if you're itching, if you're burning, if your lymph nodes are on fire, if you feel like you got the flu right now, I mean all of it, I need you to run to the ER ASAP. Urgent care right now, because at the end of the day, this is going to give you your accurate results. But when you go after you let it linger for a couple of days, the chance of your test coming back negative, false negative, is high. It's very, very high. Okay? Very high. Very, very high. So my whole thing is, I will always say an outbreak is better. But when you have no choice but to do a blood test, cool. But you got to understand, that's why they tell you go every 3 months, because things happen. And that's by then, that time that it shows up. That's why they say every 3 months, to get tested every 3 months. Huh?
Is the eggs ready?
Yes, they are ready, y'all. So, but that's it, y'all. I hope I answer everybody's questions.
Bye.
Yeah, my kids want to tell you bye because they're hungry. No, you're not getting that. But let me go because these big babies are hungry. But I hope that helped y'all so much. If you didn't, you just catching that, make sure you go back and listen to it again. Like I was telling everybody, I am available tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you need to talk to me, this is the best time to schedule your session so we can get these scheduled sessions in. Like I said, if you're international, not a problem. You know where to find me. Information is right here in that little box. Pull the little arrow down and you get all the information y'all need. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all absolutely soon. Bye. Love you.